Hello there. Okay, so in this session, I'm only going to very quickly show you how to import new contact data into your Kulea account. So in this case, I've color coordinated my contact data to show you or to highlight kind of the different data we've got going in. So the first column is email. Now, email is compulsory for any data that you load into Kulea. You need to have that person's email address because that is our unique identifier. That is how we identify a person. You see here we've got forename and company name. Now, both of those are already contained in the Kulea account that I'm going to be using. So Kulea will recognize those two fields because we already have custom headers, custom fields that match those column headers. Position is a little bit awkward because we don't actually have a position field in Kulea. What we have is job title. So I'm going to show us how to map from job title or from position to job title. And then comms preference, well, that is a completely new field. We do not have a comms preference CRM field in Kulea. We don't have a custom value for that. So we're going to create a completely new one in Kulea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this data. Now it's only a small file. This one's only got 2 contacts in there. Whether it's 2, 200, 2000 isn't really relevant. The process is exactly the same. So let me just download XLSX file. That is the default for Sheets, for Excel, and for Apple numbers. Please do use XSLX files. Don't use a CSV file because we won't accept a CSV file. Okay, so I'm going to go into my Kulea account. Let's go dashboard. I'll show you where I'm going. So we are going to go into CRM import. And we're going to accept the terms and conditions, which basically means no spamming, I can't speak. And we are just going to drag that file from my downloads into Kulea, upload square, and I'm going to upload file. Brilliant. Okay, so what do we see here? We see, firstly, those 3 fields that we said, yep, these are fields that we recognize. We recognize email, we recognize forename, we recognize company name. Don't have to do anything with those. They're all green. Don't need to touch them. Okay, but the 2 that we do have to touch are the ones in amber because those ones Kulea is asking for a little bit of advice on this. So let's click it. Position. Now we said that we know what position is, but position isn't actually in here. What we have is job title. So all we're doing is we're clicking job title, we're saying it's alphanumeric, and we're saving it. And that's all it is. That's just mapping one field to another, and that's all you need to do. The same applies if you have a misspelt column header in your Excel. Doesn't matter. Just map it to the correctly spelt one in Kulea, and that will update for you. Now, the final one, comms preference. Let's open that one up. And what we're going to do is we're going to go look through these and we're going to scroll all the way through. And we've got loads in this particular database. You probably won't have this many column headers. And I can see, no, we don't actually have a comms preference in here. I did that very quickly because I know we don't have a comms preference in here. So I'm going to go, okay, well, I don't want to map this to anything. I want to create a new field or a new column name. So we just go right to the bottom and click create a new column name. Brilliant. It's going to suggest that we call it comms preference. We are. So I'm going to leave that blank, but you might want to, if you wanted to change that, you could do. And it's going to suggest that it's alphanumeric. It is alphanumeric, so that's fine. So all we're going to do is save that one. Brilliant. Complete the mapping. And Kulea said, yeah, 2 new CRM records found. It will also say if there are any existing fields found and any issues found. Issues most likely will be things like the contact is already archived, so you can't re-upload them, or there is an issue with an email, you've got a comma in there rather than a full stop, that sort of thing. Kulea will tell you when that is the case, and you will see that as a list of issues here, and then you can go back and you can fix those issues. Okay, you are then given 3 options. 90% of the time, you'll just use this first option, which is just a standard upload. Anything that's already in the database will be overridden with the new information. Anything that isn't in the database will be created. So it's essentially create or update. This option number 2, you will occasionally use this. This is where you ignore existing records and only add new records from your file. And you'll probably never use this last one. This one is saying, okay, it will ignore new records. So it's going to ignore these 2 new records, and it will only update existing records. I'm going to go back to this first option because we'll use that most of the time. Process the import. There you go, done and dusted. It really is that simple. And if you go to view CRM records, you'll see there now Kat and Jimmy are sitting in our contacts, fully subscribed and ready to receive communications. Cool, hope that helps. Bye for now.